In the vast heartland of northeastern Nigeria, where the Sahel breeze whispers through the plains, lies a land that has weathered storms, yet stands tall with hope in its eyes. This is Yobe State, once battered by conflict, scarred by insurgency, but now rising with resilience and pride, through vision, courage, and a commitment to the people. Since 2019, under the steady leadership of His Excellency Governor Buni, a new dawn has emerged, rebuilding what was lost and constructing what was once only imagined. From the sunlit plains of Machina to the bustling roads of Potiskum, from classrooms filled with laughter to lives transformed by opportunity. Leading the charge alongside His Excellency Governor Buni is the Deputy Governor, who shares with us the driving force behind the administration's vision for progress.
My stay with him, if I can say it, Allah knows it very well. I am a bit harsh in discharging my responsibilities. People know that. But my stay with him, the way I've been seeing a lot of people doing things not in accordance to what's supposed to be done, he will swallow it. And that's what our religion portrayed as being a good man. So if somebody does something for me in that way, when I see him, I conquer with my boss attitude, I'll forgive.
This is Buni, a story of a remarkable journey, a story of leadership that listens, of governance with a human face, and a vision that touches every heart. In every corner of Yobe, a new map is being drawn, not just on paper, but in the lives of its people. Under Governor Buni's watch, over 300 kilometers of roads have been built and rehabilitated, linking towns, markets, and communities. These roads are more than just asphalt. They are pathways to trade, to unity, to a brighter tomorrow.
Since the inception of this administration, that is the administration of His Excellency Honorable Buni, almost I can say the state is a construction site in terms of road infrastructure. Right now, we have a road, so many roads that have been completed. Like now, we can say from Bingel to Danchua, from Danchua to Jajere. This road was completed 100%. We have the first phase of Kukuri Adawasa that was completed 100%, which is I think a 16-kilometer road with double court surface dressing. We are in Maluri right now. We are in Daya, we are in Ngojin, and the first and second phase of Potoskum Township roads were being completed 100%. And right now, the third phase of construction of roads and drainages in Potoskum, about 3.7 kilometers is ongoing with 90% completion. If you go to Zone C, the first and second phase of Gashua Township roads were completed 100%. We are in that of Jajimaji, that is the headquarters of Karaswa local government, that is township roads and drainages were completed 100%. Guru Township roads and drainages, first and second phase, and even third phase were completed 100%. From Chumbusko to Tagali, Tagali is a historical town in the Gade Emirate. I'm sure a lot of people who are from that area knows the importance of that town. We have constructed a road there, which is a 10-kilometer road, and was completed 100%.
Education is the seed of a thriving society, and in Yobe, that seed has been nurtured. Governor Buni's Education Revival Initiative has rebuilt over 400 classrooms, established model schools, and recruited thousands of new teachers, restoring learning, restoring hope. Where there was once fear and neglect, now there is learning, laughter, and the promise of a better future. To bolster education financing, the Yobe State Education Trust Fund plays a pivotal role. The chairman explains how public-private partnership is being used to support learning and infrastructure.
When our amiable governor was, sworn in to office, in his inaugural speech, as in appreciation of the issues facing the state, he declared a state of emergency on education and immediately set up a high-powered committee to examine the status of education in Yobe State and come up with recommendations to implement the emergency on education. One of the recommendations was to launch an endowment fund, which subsequently led to the establishment of a body that would manage the resources that were collected in the endowment and also grow it if possible, generate revenue from it, invest it, and then further stimulate the implementation of the recommendations of the Technical Committee on the Revitalization of Education.
Every life matters, and no community is left behind. 6 new general hospitals stand as beacons of care, while countless health centers have been upgraded and equipped. From maternal care to emergency response, Yobe's healthcare system is saving lives, one patient at a time. Today, maternal and infant mortality rates have dropped, and families across Yobe sleep a little easier because health is hope.
From 2019 till date, His Excellency has employed over 2,000 health workers of various cadre across the tertiary, secondary, and primary healthcare systems. And all this is with a view to actually, bridge the gap in the human resource needs, and it is continuous. At the higher levels, His Excellency also, at postgraduate level, as we speak, over 10 consultants, indigenous, sponsored by the state government, have completed their studies and have already returned to the state. And as it is, we have about 30 to 40 that are still in training, sponsored by the state government.
Development is not just about building structures, it is about building people. Through the Youth Empowerment Program and Women's Economic Initiatives, thousands have gained skills, starter packs, and access to microloans, turning dreams into thriving businesses. Once a land of subsistence, Yobe's fields now flourish with abundance. Through mechanized farming, irrigation projects, and farmer cooperatives, Governor Buni has turned Yobe into a food hub, feeding families, feeding the economy. Food security is no longer a dream. It is a reality rooted in Yobe's soil. The Commissioner of Agriculture shares insights on government efforts to boost food production and support farmers.
Since the inception of this administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency Honorable Maimala Buni, has set off a policy document on the agricultural sector. This policy document was designed by professionals, agriculturals from the academia, from the research institutes, and other professional bodies in the agricultural sector. And we came up with a document, policy documents, in order to improve the agricultural productivity of Yobe State. The agricultural productivity means the productivity of crop and livestock subsectors. In the crop sector, we have the arable crops such as sorghum, millet, maize, and we also, set up an agenda in the production of vegetable crops such as tomatoes, onion, pepper, and what have you. In the livestock sector also, we design a policy document to improve the productivity of livestock.
Yobe has emerged from the shadows of conflict because peace was made a priority. Governor Buni's administration has worked hand in hand with security agencies, rebuilt communities, and restored trust through dialogue and inclusivity.
In 2019, when His Excellency Maimala ascended the throne of governance and became the governor, we were having a lot of challenges. But because of his singular effort and commitment, we were able to address that. For example, it used to be a normal occurrence for Boko Haram to walk into Damaturu, attack people, and go away. But from December 2019, when he was governor, when they attempted to come in, the military resisted them with our hunters and vigilante under the Yobe Peace and Vigilante Group, dealt with the Boko Haram insurgents, and since that time, 6 years today, they have not come near Damaturu. Similarly, other areas in Gujuba, in Damaturu like Sasawa, in Tarmua, Bursari, Rusari, and Gaida, many of the areas have been stabilized. Most of the people have returned to their communities. As we speak, the United Nations Development Program and other development partners are trying to rebuild Malam Dunari, a displaced community, so that those displaced from there that are in Damaturu will go back to their homestead and continue with their lives.
Disaster preparedness and effective emergency response are critical in Yobe State. The Executive Secretary of SEMA outlines the agency's strategies for managing crises and providing relief to vulnerable communities.
His Excellency, the government tasked us with 3 key priorities in line with the objectives, mission, and vision of the agency. One is His Excellency directed that we should try as much as possible to reduce the time of response whenever disaster strikes. Reducing the time means prompt response, prompt relief, and prompt delivery of services within the shortest possible time. 2, His Excellency directed that we should as much as possible ensure that our IDPs are returned to their ancestral homes, and those that want to integrate in the host community are integrated with dignity. And this will surprise you to note that His Excellency has this concept and mindset long before the United Nations Action Agenda on Intern Displacement was reviewed and the concept of durable solutions was agreed last year. And the third concept His Excellency the Director of is to ensure that in line with delivering our services, development actors, humanitarian actors, UN organizations must key into the priorities of the government and must work to ensure that capacity transfer, local ownership, and government is at the driver's seat. So these are the 3 key priorities of His Excellency when he came on board 6 years ago, and we are guided by these principles in line with the objectives of our work.
Safety has returned to our streets. Hope has returned to our hearts, because when a leader leads with empathy, healing begins. True leadership is not about power, it is about presence. Governor Buni listens. He walks among the people, hears their stories, feels their struggles, and turns their needs into action. In every voice, a simple message echoes. Governor Buni has given Yobe a government that understands, a government that cares. 6 years of resilience, 6 years of transformation, 6 years of a vision made real. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Yobe State House of Assembly emphasizes the mutual relationship between the legislature and the executive, underscoring how this synergy has been instrumental in driving forward the administration's transformation agenda across the state.
Yobe State will never have any rancor between the legislators and the executive. That's why you can see where, because of the Constitution of 1999 has spelled out the role of the legislator and that of the role of the executive. It's spelled there in the 1999 Constitution. And following this, you can see every arm have its own roles to play to see that we take Yobe to the great height. If you can see the developmental project that His Excellency is now undergoing, some have finished, some are on the process of completions. If you talk of roads, many roads have been in Yobe State, especially in my constituency. If you can see from Danchua to Jajel, the road now is completed, waiting for commissioning. And many in the local government that I cannot mention now, the road are in completion. If you can see the markets in the major towns, that of now they finished the Nguru, Geshua, Potiskum under construction, Gaidam under construction, and Damat also have been finished. Look at these old projects. And when you come to the health, you can see we have the 178 electoral wards. And out of 178, almost 140 something now have been renovated and are fully equipped in our locality, that in our wards. And remain 30 something, which are undergoing now.
From coordination of government ministries to policy formulation, the Secretary to the State Government offers a broader view of Yobe's administrative engine.
We recall when His Excellency was sworn in 2019, he came up with 3 strategic, decisions on how to go forward with his administration. Number 1, he said he wants to complete all projects that were inherited during the previous administration of His Excellency Ibrahim Gaidam. 2, he ensured that because of the insurgency, he has to give much emphasis on education, which was badly affected by the insurgency. And in fact, he declared a state of emergency during his inaugural speech on education. 3rd, he gave a lot of emphasis for the revitalization of agricultural system in this state. That is why he set up a committee on agricultural revitalization. And then finally, he gave much emphasis that there has to be infrastructural revolution in Yobe State.
Behind every project is a plan and the careful allocation of resources. The Commissioner of Finance explains how the state is funding progress and ensuring transparency.
Before that time, definitely there were some challenges, both nationally and at the state level. When you look at the financing system of this country, most of the states, particularly states here in the north that have very low internal revenue, depend solely on what is coming from the Federation. So as a result of that, in those periods, definitely all of us know there are serious challenges of funding. We have a lot of bills accumulated that could not be settled due to our debtors like the contractors, gratuities, and so on. So alhamdulillah, on the second coming and with the support of the governor, I think we have actually overcome most of these challenges. What is we are receiving is at least going around, and we have drastically reduced those liabilities Because I remember that sometimes when you come to Ministry of Finance, you will discover there are no bills outstanding. We have cleared virtually all the bills. And this, I think the credit will go to His Excellency because of the confidence he reposed on us. He has given us free hand to run the ministry professionally. And all our advices about financing that we took to him, he gave us the go-ahead to go and implement.
This is the Yobe story. Let us take a moment to journey through the vision of a new Yobe, a land reborn under the leadership of Governor Maimala Buni.